I'm Sue.
And I'm Steve, and we're aging joyfully. Not all the time. Sometimes it's not so joyful being older. But anyway, the reason it's not real joyful is I had lost my job recently, and I was at this job for 9 years, and it was, it was trying at times, but it was a job, and I hated to leave, but when it's time, it's time.
And the jobs report did come out on the 1st, and as I had suspected, jobs were overinflated. I had been watching TikTok and YouTube videos for months, all summer, watching a lot of people being very angry, saying that they had lost their jobs and the job market was challenging, that they had applied for hundreds of thousands of jobs. One person said they applied for 3,000, which I thought was an exaggeration, but at this point, I'm not sure that it is.
Yeah, I mean, as I look at what jobs are available out there, I have applied to probably 200-300 so far. And I've had a few responses, but the responses were for very low-level jobs, but they were also jobs that took the assessments that they asked you to take were just so time consuming and really didn't make sense of why you would take these assessments and spend hours and resulting in a possibly then you would go to the interview. And so it wasn't a given that if you took these assessments you would have a job. It meant that okay, now you get to go to the interview, and let's see how it goes in the interview, and you had a couple more assessments to take. So a lot of assessments.
So that's what I had seen on the videos I watched. There was lots of young millennials saying that they were angry because a lot of the jobs they're applying for were entry level, which is maybe minimum wage, maybe $15-20 an hour minimum wage in those states or slightly higher. And they were angry there'd be 3 interviews for an entry-level job. The amount of time and the hoops you have to jump through is ridiculous. We, at this point, agree with those videos. We wonder if these jobs really are real jobs. I also read that companies want to look sound to keep their stock prices up, so they are giving the illusion of being financially sound, and these are real jobs. But we believe, just like all those videos, after the jobs report particularly, that they're probably not real. I called my sister right after Steve lost his job, and the first thing she said was, well, let's look at unemployment. And I thought, what an odd comment. What does that have to do with Steve losing his job? He's lost his job. And it was because it was directly the day after the BBB passed. It was because of the circumstances in that. I know I have a business degree. I sat in meetings through college and graduate school where we would sit and say how to cut costs, and it was always laying off the people. And this was 35-40 years ago that we would have these discussions. So going back to my sister, she said unemployment was like 4.1, 4.2, and I said, well, that's obviously not correct because I had been watching the videos for months. And also, all of the government workers, thousands of them have been laid off. How did it stay at 4.1, 4.2 for months with the thousands of government workers? Yeah. And also, I'd seen headlines of Microsoft and maybe UPS, Amazon were laying off thousands. Car dealers, well, they haven't laid off yet, but they've revealed that they've lost millions or billions, I don't know, because of the tariffs. They were absorbing the cost of tariffs, but of course they can't continue to do that and stay in business. So
also, there's businesses that have closed down. There are businesses that were here for decades and decades and no longer here, and they laid off people. They laid off people from their corporate office. They laid off people from their individual stores. So that also counts in it too. And so you have to question, are these numbers accurate?
Well, I also see farms going bankrupt, Nebraska,
Right.
Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois. Farmers throughout the country have said that they're going bankrupt. They don't have the help to work the farms, and lots of different circumstances, government loans or money they were getting. They had invested based on promised money under the Biden administration that was stopped once Trump got in office. So a lot of farmers are going bankrupt, and I do wonder, what are they doing? How are they surviving? How are they eating?
Exactly.
At this point, we were getting close to retirement. We've been planning for years. But I still need health insurance. Steve was basically working for health insurance for me. So we're going to get into that in our video on Saturday on what health insurance we chose for me and for Steve and the costs of that health insurance. Then we're going to go further down the next week into applying for unemployment, selling things, trying to reduce costs, how we are surviving with this shock, because this was a big shock.
It was untimely. I mean, for those videos, and don't forget, subscribe, hit notification, and like.
And if you've lost your job, know that it's not your fault. It is the toughest job market since, I think they've said, since the Great Recession, 2008. Is that what they're saying now?
I think that's right, yes. And also, don't forget to comment. If you've lost your job, please comment. We'd like to hear from you.
Our heart goes out to you. We know how challenging it is. Steve has been caught in reorganizations many times throughout his career where companies reorganize just to save money. So they lay off the older, higher paid employees to bring in younger, lower paid, who also have lower health care costs. It's a scary time right now, and we're all in this together. So
That's right.
Until we see you again,
Take it easy.